My family abandoned me after I got sick, then came crawling back when I inherited my late boss's estate. So I made them believe I was broke and watched them tear each other apart for nothing. This is the first time I'm saying this out loud. Well, writing it. I don't even know if I feel guilt or just relief, but here it goes. I, 28M, was diagnosed with stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma when I was 24. It hit me hard. I had just finished college, was living with my parents while job hunting, and my whole life flipped overnight. The first few weeks were a blur of doctors, scans, and sobbing in the bathroom when I thought no one could hear me. I told my parents, expecting comfort. Instead, I got a cold, almost rehearsed response from my mom. "You need to stop being dramatic. People beat cancer all the time." From that day on, they treated me like an inconvenience, a burden. I overheard my dad once say to my mom, "This is why I didn't want him moving back in. Everything's always about him." They didn't come to chemo appointments, didn't check on me when I was too weak to eat. They'd literally leave me alone for days. My older brother, golden child, married with a kid, perfect job called maybe once every few months. He lived 20 minutes away. Eventually, I got better. Not miraculously, treatment was hell, but I survived. And I realized something during those months. No one in my family truly gave a shit. They were fine as long as I played the part of the quiet, convenient second son. So I moved out, got a tiny studio, started freelancing. No one noticed, not even on my birthday. Then I met Ronald. He was 67, a retired software engineer turned private tech consultant. I started working as his assistant, running errands, organizing his files, and eventually helping with coding projects. He was gruff, private, and awkward, but brilliant. We bonded. He had no kids, never married. He'd come from a similar background, abandoned by family when he came out as gay in the 70s. Over the next 3 years, he became something like a father figure. And when he passed away suddenly from a stroke last year, I was devastated. Then came the shock. He left everything to me. His house, worth over $1.7 million, his investments, his car, his accounts, everything. I was his sole beneficiary. His lawyer said he told him I was the only person who gave a damn when no one else did. I couldn't breathe. I didn't ask for any of it. I moved into his house quietly, sold my old car, and kept working. I didn't post online, didn't flash wealth. I just lived. And then my family found out. How? I still don't know. But I started getting texts from my mom like, "We miss you so much. It's been too long. Why don't you come over for dinner?" After 4 years of silence, then my brother called. "Hey man, I heard you're doing well. We should catch up. The kids would love to see their uncle again." I didn't reply. Then the begging started. My mom showed up at my gate, crying about how family is all we have, how they were just scared when I got sick, how they always loved me, but didn't know how to show it. Bullshit. That's when I made my decision. I invited them all over for brunch, set the table nicely, wore normal clothes, no sign of wealth. I told them I was doing okay, working a stable job, renting the place from a friend, nothing too fancy, just getting by. And then I dropped the bomb. I've been thinking about my will. I have, very little. But I wanted to make sure what little I do have goes to people who truly love me. Cue the nodding, the fake tears. My brother said, "Of course, man, your family, blood." For the next 6 months, they started calling every week, sending me food, inviting me to things. My dad offered to help me manage any finances I had in case I needed help making smart decisions. I played along. I even dropped fake hints about finally saving up, or maybe buying a small place someday. And then I wrote a will. I left a few things to charity. The rest to a close friend I trust completely. I asked my lawyer to deliver the news after my funeral, should anything happen to me. I even asked him to send my family an email saying, "Unfortunately, there is no estate or inheritance available to distribute. The deceased had minimal assets at time of passing. Now I sit back and watch. They've started fighting already. My mom called me last week screaming about how my brother is manipulating me. My brother accused her of brainwashing me for money. They've completely turned on each other. And me? I sleep better than I have in years. Next story.
I, 36F, just found out that my younger sister isn't actually my sister. She's my daughter. And the entire family lied to both of us for decades. Now I'm the villain in her eyes, and I don't know how to fix what I didn't even break. I never thought I'd be writing something like this. I've seen these kinds of confessions on Reddit and always thought, how do people live with something that heavy? Now I know. You don't. You just carry it, like wet clothes you can't take off. Let me go back. I was 17 when it happened. Senior year. I was dating this boy. Let's call him Aaron. He was 20. College guy. My parents hated him, for reasons I didn't understand at the time. He was intense, sure, possessive, but I was young, stupid, and in love. We'd been together for about 9 months when I got pregnant. I didn't even know until I was nearly 5 months along. My periods were always irregular, and I was in full denial. When I finally told my parents, everything exploded. My mom cried for days. My dad didn't speak to me for nearly a week. Then they sat me down and said, "You are not keeping this baby, but we will." That was the end of the conversation. They said I could ruin my life if I kept her, that I wouldn't go to college, that I'd be stuck, that the child would suffer if raised by someone so young and irresponsible, that it was for the best. They gave me one option: deliver the baby and they'd raise it as theirs. I'd go to college out of state, pretend nothing ever happened, and never speak of it again. I didn't fight. I was scared, ashamed, and broken. I did what they told me to do. So I gave birth to a baby girl in a small hospital, and the moment she was born, they whisked her away. No skin to skin, no name choosing, nothing. Just silence. When I came home for Thanksgiving the next year, they introduced her as my little sister Lily, and I smiled. Because that's what they told me to do. For the next 18 years, I played the role. I was the cool older sister who brought presents when she came home from college, who helped with homework when I moved back to town, who taught her how to braid her hair, who cried at her graduation, who bought her her first legal drink. But I was also the one who secretly sobbed on her birthdays, who still had her first hospital bracelet hidden in a box under my bed, who sometimes slipped and called her baby instead of sis when no one was around. No one outside the immediate family knew. Not even Lily. Until last month. She's 19 now. Home for a break from college. One day, I came over to visit my parents, and she was already in tears. My mom was pacing. My dad was drinking in the middle of the day. Lily had found a letter in a storage box. A letter from the hospital, addressed to me, referring to her birth, her name, her weight, my name as Mother. At first, she thought it was a mistake. Then my mom confessed, just like that. Decades of secrets, and my mom blurted it out because she didn't want Lily to hate her. She said it was time for the truth. I stood there, completely frozen, while my daughter, who believed she was my sister for 19 years, looked at me with disgust. She screamed, at them, at me, said I was a liar, a coward, that I abandoned her, that I must not have wanted her. I tried to explain. But how do you explain being forced to erase your own motherhood? She left. She hasn't spoken to me since. It's been 4 weeks. I've texted, called, emailed. Nothing. My parents are devastated, but mostly that their perfect family image is ruined. They're more upset that she told her boyfriend than the fact that they emotionally shattered a young woman who's now spiraling through an identity crisis. And me? I feel like I've lost her twice now. Once when she was born, and again now, when she found out I was her mother and decided she wanted nothing to do with me. I don't know how to fix this. I don't even know if I should try anymore. Reddit, if you've read this far. Tell me, how do you make peace with a child you were never allowed to claim? Next story.
AITA for refusing to give my sister the wedding dress I promised her because she disinvited my wife? Hi, Reddit, throwaway account, because my sister stalks my main. I, 32M, have been married to my wife, 29F, for 4 years. We had a small wedding, and my younger sister, Emily, 27F, was one of the few family members who attended. My wife and Emily used to be close, like texting memes and going out for coffee close. So 2 years ago, when Emily got engaged, she asked if she could wear my wife's wedding dress someday, a custom dress that my wife designed with a local tailor. My wife was honored and said yes, as long as she took care of it. Fast forward to this year, Emily's wedding is in August. A few weeks ago, she asked if she could pick up the dress soon to start alterations. My wife was still happy to lend it, and we made plans for Emily to come over. Then things got weird. My wife got a wedding invite, but it was addressed only to me. No "and guest," not even her name. We thought it was a mistake, so I called Emily. She straight up told me she didn't want my wife at her wedding anymore. Her exact words were, "She makes people uncomfortable and it's my day." What does that mean? Well, my wife is trans. She transitioned before we met, and my family knows this. I thought they'd all moved on years ago. Emily claims her fiancé's family is conservative and doesn't believe in that stuff, and she doesn't want drama. I told her if my wife isn't invited, I won't be coming either, and I sure as hell won't be giving her the dress. Emily lost it. She called me selfish and accused me of weaponizing the dress and trying to ruin her wedding. My parents are on her side. They say it's her choice who she invites and that I'm escalating things. They say I promised her the dress and I'm going back on my word over something that's not even about me. I feel torn. I did promise her the dress, but I never thought she'd try to humiliate my wife like this. That dress means a lot to my wife too. It's not some off-the-rack thing. It's personal. So, AITA for refusing to give her the wedding dress after she disinvited my wife?